Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Football Manager 2017 beta with Tottenham, and this is the big one. We're in December. It is first versus second. It is the North London derby. This is a massive, massive game. Possibly the biggest North London derby in years, metaphorically speaking. Arsenal, as you can see, if you look at the form there, are flying. They've beaten Everton, Man City, Leicester, Southampton, Swansea, quite convincingly as well. So they are rightfully at the top, and they have not lost a game yet. Oh, how good would that be to beat them and to be the first team to beat them this season and go within 3 points of the top. Now, this top four, as you can see, is quite self-contained now. There is a 5-point gap to Chelsea there. And you would put, the smart money would be on at this point, that top four staying as it is, or in some sort, or maybe a different order, of course, but the teams, two Manchester clubs and the two North London clubs, looks fairly set at the moment. I am also going to very quickly go over some tactics here because I have finally settled on something and I think it's working. I think. Just one last little change I need to make. There we go. I am going to stick with this even if we get absolutely tonked today, okay? Because this is, it's Arsenal. We're at home, but we're talking about a team who are unbeaten in the league so far. So even if this goes horribly, horribly wrong, I am not going to blame the tactics. I'm happy with what I have for now. And that's a rarity on this channel because I'm never happy with my tactics. There's always something wrong. I mean, a lot of Football Manager YouTubers, in fact, a lot of Football Manager players do this, never mind YouTubers, but they will jump at things very quickly and go, oh, no, that's not working, The whole thing needs to be scrapped and changed. No, you don't need to do that. You just need to just stick with something. I've also done one other thing, just stick with your tactics and so on. But the main thing that I've done here as well has been the main focus on defending, because since then we smashed Napoli 3-0. So apparently this game, where is it from earlier? When did we play Napoli earlier? We definitely played them. Oh, it's up here. Stupid thing. The scroll thing wouldn't load. 2-1. Apparently this game didn't exist because we just smashed them 3-0. So we now have a chance still at somehow qualifying. Admittedly, we've got to beat Barcelona in the Nou Camp and hope that Apoel beat Napoli. So it's slim, but it's there. Ben Davies scored a lovely free kick. Mauro Icardi scored, and an own goal from Napoli as well got us the points there. And then a really interesting 1-0 win at Anfield. This was meant to be the game I was going to live com, but I think I made the right choice in going for the United game. Mauro Icardi in the 72nd minute. Liverpool, they played well and stuff, but there wasn't a lot of highlights going on. We had one shot on target, as you can see, and that was it. Son was ineffective, and so too was Christian Eriksen, but it didn't matter in the end. Defensively, we were stronger as well. Ben Davies, perhaps the weak link there, but it was enough for us to win. It's a massive 3 points there. And then I played a mostly rotated team. A few young players. You might notice Marcus Edwards, who is the next big thing, apparently. Like every other English player coming through. They're all called Marcus nowadays. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Moussa Sissoko got off the mark finally with 2 lovely goals, and Victor Wanyama and Eric Dyer scoring. So unlikely goal scorers there. And that has built us up all the way now to the North London derby. So we're just going to get straight into this here. One last thing. Hugo Lloris is injured again. I can't quite believe it. He's only going to be out for like a week or half a week at the least. But he's out this game, which is a massive annoyance. So Paul Lopez, not match fit, but I don't think match fitness is a big thing really for goalkeepers, so it doesn't really matter. We've got Walker, Alderweireld, Wimmer. No, I'm going to... No. Last minute decision. I'm going to put Vertonghen back in. Davis, who has done better, mostly throughout over on an average of the season so far, he has fared better than Danny Rose. He's even scoring a few goals. Victor Wanyama in ball-winning midfielder, defensive role with Dyer and Eriksen. I've decided to play Dyer because Dele Alli at the moment, whilst he hasn't done anything wrong per se, he's kind of just been average. He's not been spectacular. Certainly nothing like his real-life self. And I'm waiting for him to sort of establish his stamp on the team and say, right, this is what I do. Because at the moment, he's very much in the role of Jordan Henderson about 3 years ago. Or 4 years ago, where he was in the team and he wasn't bad or anything. He was just like, what does he do? What's his main focus here? How does Liverpool, or in this case Tottenham, benefit from this player? And that's kind of where I'm at with Ali at the moment. Of course, in real life, it's a totally different story, but Eric Dyer brings something. He has a great defensive ability. He intercepts a lot of balls. For example, Christian Eriksen, great free kick and attacking ability. And we've got Lamela and Son and Icardi attacking and leading the line. So let's get straight into the game then. How are Arsenal lining up? Let's have a look. So, as I say, it's 3. If we win here, we go 3 points, or within 3 points of Arsenal. So it's a big one. They've got Lucas Perez, who has been insane so far. If we have a look here in the stats so far, he's got 9 goals in 16 starts. It's pretty good. Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, or Ozil, I should say, with the umlaut there. Oxlade-Chamberlain. So it's pretty much the bog standard Arsenal team. There is no new signings, which is a bit of a surprise. Sydney Sam, incidentally, I picked Lamela over Sam purely because of match sharpness. He's at 89%. He's just come back from an injury, just a small one. So I wouldn't worry. So we're just going to do the team talk here. Yeah, let's do the underdogs one. That's a good team talk. We seem to have finally clicked with the team talks over the last few weeks. So this is a huge game. So I have a bit of a history with Arsenal on Football Manager as well. You may remember that this is way back in the day. Oh, good, Lamela. Straight away, Eric Lamela is injured, although his condition is rising. Okay, that's fine. We'll ignore that one for now. But yeah, if you remember, way back in the day on Football Manager 2013, I had a really good save going. I was Brighton, and I think we basically won the Premier League. Or sorry, we'd very nearly... Oh, did we win? I can't actually even remember. But here's Mario Icardi, 1-0 Spurs. Excellent. Bit of luck there. That's his 11th goal of the season. Let's not rest on any laurels, though. Long way to go. But we're having a good game, as you can see there. No, Arsenal have not registered a shot yet. But yeah, I was at Brighton, had a really good time. Went to Liverpool, had a really good time. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I went to Arsenal and thought, hey, you know what, I can do this, yeah. Why not? Didn't win a single thing and was sacked after 4 years. And bear in mind, I was like one of the best managers in the game at that point. I was really good at that one. I had a really good rapport. I'd found some amazing regens, and it was all that. And I still hark back to that. I'm like Liverpool at the moment, sort of like my glory past thing, Now, Lucas Perez has just scored. That's annoying. I'll talk you through my tactic at halftime because I wanted to see how it was going to get on. And it's, oh my God, that was a bit of a scramble. And Lamela just whacks it straight into the defender. And he really should have done better, if I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I was going to show you the tactic right off the bat at the start, but I felt no, because if this goes wrong, I will look like an idiot. But it's 1-1 at the moment. It's tight. It's close. It's cagey. I think I'll show you at halftime, just because I didn't, and obviously I can tweak things as well. Lamela is injured, and now Wanyama is also hurt, but Lucas Perez is also hurt now. Right, we're not winning off 50-50s, I feel, at the moment, and anytime Arsenal come forward, it is massively dangerous. Davis versus Oxlade-Chamberlain. Don't fancy that one, personally. I mean, Davis has been good, but I think Oxlade-Chamberlain is probably going to rinse him in most cases, to be honest. And Arsenal looking good here. Arsenaling the ball about everywhere, and Ozil puts it into the side netting. He should have done better there. I might have to just keep an eye on Wanyama's condition. I think Lamela is okay. Lucas has bruised his shin again, but here we go. I've got a corner right on half time. Oh, what? Okay, I think we might have to go into 3D for that one. Because how close can you get? Now, I don't know if goal line technology is in this, but let's see here. Camera. I think the behind the goal low will be perfect for this one. Let's just slow it right down here. I'm going to do this all one live. Right, this is good. Okay, so Lamela drops it in here. It was a simple header for Tongan. It's actually... Oh, way. Wow, so let's, on the fly, let's have another look. Let's try the main stand. This might be a good camera angle. So what actually happens here? This check pushes it. It lands off the bar. Oh, okay, it's actually nowhere near going off the line. But what? Well, as well, not 2D Classic. Sorry, 2D Classic doesn't work. I'll say it again, just in case you haven't watched the previous few episodes. We're playing on regular 2D at the moment because, as you know, we're in the beta. or if you're watching in the future, this is the beta version. The full game's not out yet. 2D Classic at the moment has a bit of a few problems with it. I think there's some sort of bug if you're not with certain settings. Anyway, that is I don't quite understand it all. But back to the game anyway. Ignore all this technical crap. We'll just say happy with performance. I think just encourage them. No one's been particularly bad. I am gonna. Do you know what? Right, I'm not gonna risk Lamella because Sydney Sam's just come back from an injury as well, and I'm going to bring him on. I think this is a good time. I have faith in you. Let's try this. He looked happy. That's what we want to see. Oh, I forgot to show you my tactic. I'm always forgetting things. So I find that the mentality is just keeping it standard. This is the one that's worked for me. I feel control and attacking have been too aggressive. And we concede when we go to them. And unless we're actually pushing for it, like we're behind or something, or, there's 5 minutes to go when we're drawing, then I'll move it to that. But I just keep it standard most of the time. It seems to work well. The team shape, the structured team shape is also massively useful. I honestly, and I will say this completely honestly, I have no idea why. I don't understand the technicalities of it, but this has worked for me. Okay, I know if you've come to the channel for tips, you really shouldn't be here, but that's all I can say for now. And also, it helps about your familiarity as well. A lot of people overlook the familiarity of certain tactics and formations. Massive. You really got to think about it. Instructions, keeping it normal. To be honest, I could probably take these off, but they seem to work, so I'm just going to leave on the flanking, passing stuff up here. Early crosses, I always have this on. Always seem to have had it on for a long time, and we have fairly wide on as well in terms of the width. But other than that, nothing else. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward in all honesty. Nothing massively complex. I think the defensive midfielder as well, Victor Wanyama's been a huge help in this as well. I don't think he's the best defensive midfielder on the game, or even in the league, but he's useful. He's more than useful. I remember, in fact, I'm just going to slow that down, and I feel like a chance coming on here for Arsenal. This might be a goal. Good block. We come again. But yeah, I remember when he was a Celtic, I thought, oh my God, this guy's way too good, to be playing in the SPL. Sorry, SPL fans. This was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And right on cue, Mesut Ozil. And there's oh dear, right, okay. This brings me to the point I might now have to pull it up into control and attacking. But I've got a chance. How was Czech save that? I don't believe it. I think that was, who's number 4 there? I think that was Alderweireld again. Fucking hell. Right, okay. Christian, at the midfield at the moment, it's the midfield 3 at the moment, not doing the business. Let's see. Well, Musa Sissoko had a great game last time. Let's try him here. Now, no. Sissoko was best out wide. That's a stupid decision. Let's bring on Dele Alli. Let's see if we can find something for him to do here. And I'm going to say, yeah, support. The assistant manager is very adamant about having support players. Don't have attack, have support. Oh, Santi Cazorla's just hit the bar. When you just see that and you go, well, this is a goal. I can't do anything about this. But we, right, here's, okay. The game just says, no, you can't have that attack. This is the thing. No one's been particularly bad. Again, it's like, 6.5 is bad, but it's not, something where you go, oh, this is terrible. Okay, we're going to take off Son Heung-min. We're going to bring on Musa Sissoko. Harry Kane is there, but Icardi is very frustrated. Look at this, Icardi, very frustrated. Moving to a poacher. We'll just confirm it. Right, we're going to have to change the formation as well. Yeah, it's 5 minutes to go. Absolutely sod all is happening. Let's see. Dele Alli, let's move him up here. Move Wanyama in there. We've got to go for it. Let's see. Let's have Sissoko and attack as well. Yeah, I think they're going to have to go attacking. And we're also going to have to move the defensive line up. Confirm. There will almost certainly not be a highlight here because the game's going to run all the way through because that's what it does. When preferably there isn't an injury. Another injury. This has been a feisty game, hasn't it? Right, I have to go overload now. This will almost certainly not do anything because it never, ever, ever does. But in that one chance. We did it against Man United. Can we do it against Arsenal? No, we can't. Absolutely nothing. Ever, really, since that Cazorla goal, nothing has happened. There's been one highlight, one solitary highlight. And this is sort of the issue I'm having at the moment is we go down, and the really concerning thing is we're not making any chances. If we, like in a situation like this, the Man U game was an anomaly because that was 3-3, that was mad. But one thing we're having at the moment is when we go down, there are no more highlights. Like, there'll be one, and even that's probably for the other team. And this is becoming a bit of an issue now, and we've lost the derby, and that's really friggin' annoying. And I'm actually really annoyed. I'm not. No. The backroom staff, again, are just pointless, by the way. The backroom staff are there to do admin for me. That's it. Never, ever, ever listen to your backroom staff because they will talk nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Let's see. What are social media people saying? No excuses for that. We've just handed the title to Arsenal. Absolutely fuming. Job is a massive nonce. So it doesn't really say that, but that's what I say. Yeah, he's right. Very costly defeat. The title dream. Mate, it's December. We all know Arsenal capitulate in February, so it doesn't matter. Don't worry. You know what the thing is? Honestly, I was really skeptical about this, thinking it's going to get quite boring quickly, and maybe by the time we get to March, April, May time, it may very well have done. But you know what? I think this is a good little thing. The social feed, I do like it. I feel like there are times where it's going to get a bit annoying, of course, but I think this is quite good. The way there's like a positive and neutral and a negative, it is good. So yeah, plus that's a thumb up from me. That right. Lamela is now out for 3 weeks. So he pretty much got injured immediately. Vertonghen is also injured, thankfully for only 2 to 3 days. Lloris is fucking hell. That was the thing. The thing about that game was it was just such a non-event as well. Like the way, let's just have a look at this second goal because that was such a nonchalant way it happened. Lucas is injured. Did he actually go off? Yeah, he did. I don't think the game even really told me. So it just the ball came out. Who played the ball? Let me just see here. This is how I analyze things, by the way. Believe it or not, it's the golden boy himself, Sidney Sam. I brought him on. I will have to. I mean, it's a lovely Arsenal goal. I mean, it's classic Arsenal. But the disappointing thing is here. Look at that. I mean, that I don't know what that little highlight is there, but look at that solitary little highlight there, and this little tiny one, which probably was nothing. That was probably for Arsenal as well. So very disappointing. And it's look at this again. We have a nice run of green there, and there's a red, green, red. Green, red. It's like there's no such thing as form for this team. We can't seem to build it up at the moment. So next game then is a huge one against Barcelona, but we're almost certainly out of the Champions League at this point. But we most likely are going to drop into the Europa League, which, not perfect or anything, is a winnable competition. Hey, it's a European trophy. We were never going to win the Champions League, but we might win Europa. So every clouds and all that. So the next game that I'm going to bring to you live. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Oh, sorry, it is going to be the Manchester City game. I'm going to play through the rest of December in the Christmas period. And I will then, what I want you to do is join me next time for the first game in January. And we're going to do every single game in that month live. You won't miss a trick. You won't miss any signings. Everything will flow, hopefully. And it'll be nice. We've got the Wolverhampton Wanderers in the EFL Cup semi-final. We could have either got Sunderland or Liverpool. I think we got the best draw there. Incidentally, let's see how they're getting on. They're 5th in the Championship at the moment. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look how that's going. So Newcastle at top, as you'd expect. There's Norwich, Brighton, Huddersfield, Wolves, Cardiff, pretty much occupying the top 6 of them. Yeah, it's pretty much as you like it. So one last thing we'll do before we go is have a look at the League in Focus section. Again, it is pretty much as you would expect. The two Madrid's top now. Barcelona have recovered into 3rd place. Dortmund lead the Bundesliga. Frankfurt were actually top at one point, which was a bit strange. Paris Saint-Germain, top of Liga, no surprise there. Juventus, top of Serie A, no surprise there. Aberdeen still, 7 points leading ahead of Celtic. Now, they've only lost once this season there, and that was to Celtic. So, a bit of a strange old one going over in Scotland there, and League One also down there if you're interested. So that's going to do it for me. Unfortunately, another defeat on camera. This is getting embarrassing now. But we're still second in the league, although that might change if the two Manchester clubs win. And we are 9 points behind Arsenal, who are still unbeaten. Imagine if this actually happened. Imagine in December, Arsenal were undefeated. Oh my God, it would be so unbearable.